Now, today's session will be on introduction to OBE and formulation of outcomes. It will be taken by Dr. Sunil 𝐬𝐞 𝐖𝐞𝐬𝐿. He's the adjunct faculty for Marian College, Kuttikkanam Autonomous, and Chief of Academics, IPSR Solutions Limited. Dr. Sunil 𝐬𝐞 has 30 plus years of experience in teaching and 10 plus years in corporate consultancy. He holds a PhD in mathematical education and has been an associate professor at MG University, College of Teacher Education from 1999. He has started his career as assistant professor at Carmela Rani College, Rani Training College, Kollam. He has served as visiting team member of NCTE for grant of recognition and as a resource for the Affiliation Renewal Committee of MG University. He's an active blogger in cutting-edge technologies in IT, education, and data science. Dr. 𝐬𝐞 has published a few articles in national journals and authored a few academic books and a reference manual in mathematics. He has served as resource person for a number of faculty development programs in outcome-based education, data science, e-learning, etc. Currently, he is serving as the adjunct professor, Marian College, Kuttikkanam Autonomous, and Chief of Academics, IPSR Solutions Limited. Over to you, sir.
So thank you, Sejin, for the wonderful introduction, and good evening all. So first of all, I want to know whether my sound is audible.
Your sound is audible, but can you increase the volume a bit? It's a bit low, that's all.
Okay. So now I think everything is fine. Okay now?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, now it's fine.
Okay, so actually I was just going through the LMS, and I was very happy to see that many of you are very active, involved in these LMS activities, because we could check out the log files about your visit and about your utilization of LMS. So, as I've told you in the previous day, that those who have taken that access for LMS, definitely they have to make the maximum utilization of these LMS, because we have got a lot of stuff which has been showcased there. Because you will be getting the real life of OBE is there in the LMS. You can have a lot of hands-on sections which has been streamlined in according to the this outcome-based education format, because there are a lot of resources as well as activities that's been showcased in the LMS. You can experience the techno-pedagogical content by going through the different activities. And also, we have got a lot of materials also, like white paper in outcome-based education, assessment patterns, then outcome-based education manual, exclusively prepared by us, and a lot of stuff is there available. And also a lot of videos are available for introducing you into the different resources that could be very effectively incorporated in the teaching learning environment, that will boost out the efficiency of the outcome based educational methodology. So anyhow, if you have taken that LMS subscriptions, definitely you should have utilize it to the maximum, otherwise it will be a very big loss. And the other thing is that even when we are working with the calculations of outcomes, definitely there is a small the outcome calculation engine which has been developed in an Excel platform. It's been showcased there, so it will be a wonderful experience for you, that the calculations of outcome, when you showcase these the different data essential for calculation of the outcome, will be, when it has been imputed into that system, definitely that engine will give you the calculation of outcome. So everything will be so a wonderful experience over there. So what I mentioned is that those who have got that access, don't miss that opportunity to avail it to the maximum. And obviously you will be getting the certificates, which is important, but more important I would say is that your experiences in and around this framework in LMS. And about obviously we are in the second day. Actually, I thought of according to the schedule, I would have been coming in this day for the first section, but according to the pressure of the situations, we have already started with the section yesterday itself. So this is our second day, as also my second section for you. And last day I have just a promise, because last day we took the section more than 9 o'clock. That will be embarrassing, because today this section will be a little compactable, so that I think we can enjoy this section, and we'll be able to conclude it much early before 9. I think about 8:30 or something like that. So feel relaxed. So I presume that you are having a very a very pleasant day and a very relaxed evening. So to go deeper into the outcome-based education. So without much of an intro, then I don't think that there is a need for much intro for this at this point of time. So a small recap of what we have done in the previous day is that we have just it's a very good experiences having some reflections about Bloom's taxonomy. Obviously, I know that most of you were familiar with Bloom's taxonomy. Just refreshing. That's why I use the word refreshing. Refreshing the concepts of Bloom's taxonomy, and diving deeper into the granular level of the domain, and identifying how the learning hierarchy happens. So it is really a very good experiences for you to figure out what level the learning is happening, because as Bloom has said that everybody will be able to learn if you are provided with the appropriate prior and current conditions. And if you want to identify what is the current level of learning that is has to happen, and is it okay that the prior condition is already set for the learner, so that you can pace it in a very perfect way. So definitely this knowledge of outcome, this Bloom's taxonomy will be very important for the teachers of the process to show justice to our interacting with our scholars. And coming to outcome-based education, also, as I've mentioned the previous day, obviously I've mentioned that the knowledge of the Bloom's taxonomy will really span that outcome-based education in its full length, because we need the knowledge of Bloom's taxonomy, especially when we are formulating the curriculum in the lines of outcome-based education. And while we are interacting with the students in the lines of outcome-based educations, we need Bloom's taxonomy. And most important thing is that assessment actually is something very important. So if you want to have a very realistic and authentic assessments in order to scale to what extent that the outcome is met, definitely there is a need to have the knowledge of OBE, because when we are coming to an assessment pattern in an outcome based environment, there is a need for mapping of these outcomes. Whatever activity that we are including as a part of assessment, that has to be mapped with the different outcomes on the basis of the strength to which it addresses the outcomes. So if you want to make a realistic mapping, definitely this is also very important. So that is why in most of the sections, even though I know that you are familiar and strong with the Bloom's taxonomy, we will try to have a revisit for that. So definitely I think we have shown justice in the lines of Bloom's taxonomy by going deeper into a deeper dive into these concepts. So I think without now we can just go into our today's section of introduction into outcome-based education. I've got few slides to share with you, and obviously there is some connectivity issues in and around here. So especially in the web platform. This is the WebEx platform. There is some issues with the network connectivity. So for the time being, I just mute this video and going to the presentations. So now the same oftenly asked question, Sijin, whether my screen is okay, and
Yes,
there's
yes.
no issue with my sounds. Are
Screen
they
is visible.
visible and sound is
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
So it's time to take off, right? Thank you. Okay. So here we go with our second section. It's on introduction to outcome-based education and formulation of outcomes. So this is what we are going to do for today. So obviously, for to begin with, definitely it will be always better to have a look into what's the menu that we are going to have for today. So let us check out what is that we are going to serve for tonight. We will be just going through one of the most important thing, what and why of OBE, because actually we will be able to involve wholeheartedly into some activities only when we have a real realizations about the importance and significance of OBE or whatever thing that we get involved in our day-to-day activities or life or career, whatever it may be. So we'll be just going into what and why of OBE, and the rest is about the building block of OBE. That is, what are the important components which has been related with outcome-based education, and it is the components which is been detailed here. That is program, educational objective, graduate attributes, program, POs, PSOs, course outcomes, writing, learning outcomes. Then obviously we'll be giving you some criteria check for a good outcome in order to make you assure that whether the outcomes that we have been having with us is quite good. So that is something we'll be discussing all there, and also we'll be discussing on some the details about the learning task which has been showcased in our LMS. So this is what we are going to have for today. So here we go with the first slide, which shows about what and why of OBE. What and why of OBE. So this is nothing but a slide. This is nothing but a slide which has been taken from one of the higher education journal, Enhancing University Education. And what this slide showcases is that the status of these participants, the status of the students who have completed their program, that is the professional program. So just 1 minute, I will. So this is what the slide shows. So this shows that the status of the students who completed a professional program. So this is an experimental study made on the students who have completed the graduation program. So what can you comment about this? The what could I say? The result of the students. Is it encouraging? The result of the students. So I'm just trying to. So I'm just trying to connect to one of my. Okay, then only I can read the chat, because now I'm in the presentation mode. I'm not able to see the chat. Okay. Okay, now everything is there, because I just made a parallel entry with my mobile so that I'll be able to read the chat. So, okay, now it's fine. Uh, so there is something. Okay, it's audible. So I think somebody has Geeta C has just given a chat on the sound is not audible. So Geeta, it's the some problem at your end. No issues. We are having both this WebEx platform as well as live streaming is also there, so that if you have any difficulty in connecting with the WebEx platform, it's not that much user friendly. So you can go to the this live streamlining is there. It has been live streamed, so you can attend it that way also. So there is no issues. So now coming to this point, what can you say about the result of these students? Is it encouraging? Is it encouraging? What is the percentage of pass? You can put it in chat. You can put it in chat. What is the percentage of pass? Yeah, answers are coming up. there are 91 percentage, very good, very good. Obviously for a professional program, because now we know that most of the professional programs, especially in BTech, one of the greater challenge that the students are facing is the supply papers, the back papers. So when we say that 91 percentage is very encouraging, that is a possibility to publish the result in a very big manner through different flex and also definitely the result wise it is encouraging. But the thing is that what is the real status of the students? It is encouraging. So for the college wise, okay, 91% pass, it's very good. But as for the students are concerned, are they worthy to be a professional in the workspace? This is something, a bigger a question which has been there in most of the pass outs from the professional colleges, because recently many of the CEOs from high profile companies, they have mixed the remarks that the engineering professionals who are passing out of the Indian universities are not job fit, because they have to spend about additional one or more years to streamline them into their workspaces, so that they will be able to contribute something in a better way. So that is something, a very big thing. So here we could find that only 7% of the students, that is only 7% of the students are job fit. That means they are employable. That is they can be that is they are able to work with the different projects or activities which has been related to their area of the study. They can do the learned task. Learned task means the task related to the area of the study they are comfortable with. So what it depicts is that 93 percentage of the other side, though out of from them 84% has passed, they are confused. They're confused because they are not able to contribute much into the workspace. So this is the fallacy of our educational system. That is, even though we are investing a lot in the higher education systems, only about 7% or something about that is been coming out as a very productive graduates who are comfortably, who could be comfortably fit into any into the specified workspace, and others are confused graduates. The main issue is that because our education system is not focusing on taking the students to the higher level of learning, because we are just giving them the academical inputs in a lower order thinking skills, that giving them some conceptual knowledge and not taking them to the higher scales. So the major focus of the outcome based education is that the outcome based education to is an attempt to push all these red area and this blue area into this green area. I repeat, the outcome based education is an attempt to transfer all the students from this red corner, that means those who are not able to perform well in the workspace, as well as those who are not able to perform here also into this area. That is the focus of outcome based education. That is, the student, this is the x-axis says that they are passed, that means they are academically sound, okay, that's fine. But there is something which is coming as a y-axis, and what y-axis depict is that the y-axis is a set of competencies and skills which is essential for the students to perform well in whatever industry or in whatever walks of life they are. So we are more focusing on the academical stuff. So academical stuff is very important, but together with that, we should also equip the students with the needed competencies, skills, and attribute which makes them successful in their life, career, and for higher educations. So that this outcome-based education is an attempt to push all these people who are academically sound and this competency-wise worthless into a worthy person who are able to know, that is academically sound, and they are able to do what is related to their profession. That's what outcome-based education is focusing on. I don't think that there is any other slide could explain it in a better way why there is a need. So now we could see that the outcome-based education has brought about not only an academical axis, or x-axis, but also it has been showcasing. It has been showcasing. Uh, it has been showcasing about a y-axis also, which is an axis of competency. That is why in an outcome-based educational topology, you are listing a number of POs. What are POs? They are general attributes or competencies, like communication skill, that is the skill for using the modern medias and technologies, environmental consciousness, social accountability, creativity, problem solving. These are the different skills that are showcased in outcome-based education, and these are the skills which has been essential for the students to be competent and successful in their life and career. So, an outcome-based education is a beautiful combination of both the academical as well as the needed skills essential for them to be successful in life, and both this should be ensured. That is what outcome-based education focuses. So both the academical as well as what the competencies which the students is essential for them to be successful in their life space and in the workspace has to be ensured while they leave our educational institution, ensuring the outcome. That is the most important thing. And the outcome-based education is an educational system which enable the students an assurance of learning while they leave the college, while they leave the education institution. So that is what the importance of outcome-based education. So definitely it is a big Q, a quality factor of the higher education system, which makes the students more and more potential, dynamic, productive, and keep them abreast with the latest developments in their workspace. So that is outcome-based education is all about. So what I have said, just literally put it in a verbal format. What outcome-based education? You can just read it. So it's a model of education that deviates from the traditional focus. Okay. Obviously, in the traditional focus, we know that we are more inclined to how much marks the students score for the exams. So that's a traditional focus. So from the traditional focus, there is a change that the outcome-based education focuses on. What the institution provides the students in favor of making the student demonstrate that they know what is that. They know that is academical soundness. That is what we have seen in the x-axis of the previous slide, and able to do. That is what is the competency parts, a number of skills and attributes which is essential for them to be successful. So both x-axis and y-axis, they know and were able to do on completion of the program. On completion of the program. So on completion of the program, they have to attain the benchmark, which is essential for a graduate person. So that is what outcome-based education is all about. So to know and do, that has to be assured. So that is what outcome-based education's the entire system has been focusing on. So obviously, since it's the first segment of outcome-based education, it is always important to just to go into the different principles of outcome-based education. So the first important principle is the clarity of focus. That is something very important. If you want to get into some activities in the right way, definitely you should have a clarity on what we are doing, and what clarity that the outcome-based education bring to both the teacher and student. So it is just like, I will just give you an example like that. Suppose if you are planning to what you're planning, okay, so you're planning to build a house. Definitely, that's something we or everybody of us will be knowing that. So suppose if you are planning to build a house, you're planning to build a house. That is your objective. Your objective is to build a house. So definitely you will be having some land where the house could be constructed. So about 30 to 40 or 50 cents of land where the house could be constructed in a better way. And also you will be planning some budget. So what budget that you will be having, or you could spend for your house likewise. So you'll be thinking about this different sources of money, and putting up a budget for your house, like about 30 to 40, 50 lakhs or something like that. And obviously you'll be having some ideas that how much should be the area of the house, how many bedrooms should be there, like that, like a number of ideas will come into your mind. So you are now at the state of an objective, creating a house which is should be built up in with a built up area of such and such, about 2,500 or 3,000 or something like that, with a budget of about 40 or 50 lakhs, with the 3 bedroom, with a large bathroom, living room, puja room, like that. A number of concepts are there in your mind. But at this point of time, what will be the final form of the house is not clear with you, definitely. There is all, you have set that objective. So definitely what you're doing, you will be going to an architect, you will be consulting with them. That is, you are interacting with the architect. So architect will take your point of view, will be reading about the area, about your budget, about your ideas. And also the architect will be going into the society, that is the social norms for building up this a house, like whether this compound is in the coastal area or something like that, or whether the area that the client is been focusing is been appropriate for the construction of land, like that. So he'll be discussing it, and first thing what he do is that he will be completing a complete plan for the house. So when he submit a plan, definitely this objective has got what? A clarity. So so on discussions with the client, as well as the opinion of the architect, as well as considering the social norms, the building norms of that environment, they will be setting out what should be the final format of the house will be there in the plan. So they will be drawing a plan. So the plan will be showcasing what the final form of the house will look like. And now we have got 3D animated plans, so that you can walk into each rooms of your house and go and see every nook and corner. The technology is there, so the final format is ready. And it is from that final format, when it is get approved, then we are down designing down. From there, you will be planning out how each and everything has to be designed. So according to the plan, what is the basement area, how it has to be put, likewise, we are planning down, and then you are starting from the first point. So this is how the outcome-based education works out. So what is the final format is fixed first. So you will be getting a clear-cut idea on how your house is going to look like on completion. And the construction work will be progressing in the lines with the final structure that is being fixed as the first point. The final format of the house, which has been designed and kept as the first point, and we are designing downward, and we'll be starting from the first point, how the foundation should be. So this foundation should be exactly that suit the outcome. So we'll be building the foundations. Then above that, you'll be creating some belt, and above that, you'll be constructing the brick wall. So what is the type of the brick wall that will be appropriate for this? So everything will be engineered such that the final design get actualized. So you can just transform the situation into an outcome-based education. What the students are capable of doing at the end of the course will be showcased first, just like the plan. And from there, you are designing your curriculum backward, like that. And then you have to start just like right from the excavations, then building up the basement, and above that the wall structure, like that. You have to go and work on with the different courses, so that by the end of the program, the students will attain what is been designed first. The same thing is there. So we have got a clarity what should be the end point, and our all the activities could be outcome based. The outcome is set first, and we can select every methodology and activity, so that all that activities will be steering to the final actualization of that outcome. So that is clarity of focus. So in bringing clarity of focus, what is this? Designing down. So we have started from the end point, end first, and then planning from the end and starting from the initial point, such that every activities will be pointed towards the end. So that is what the outcome-based education is all about. And this is high expectations on the scholars. Why high expectations? That's what in the previous day presentation everybody can learn, because obviously when we talk about some changes, there is a lot of inertials that how can all the students are not equally competent. But it is said that if you are providing with the right environment, actually this learning is nothing but creating an environment to the learner so that he assimilate what is important, what is needed. That is what learning. So if you're giving the real environment, definitely everybody will be able to have will be able to attain the final outcome. That is what is been said in this. And expanded opportunities, that there should be a diversification of activities. Sometimes the students may differ in their individual differences, so there should be a diversification of activities. Just like if you want to get into an end point, there will be multiple ways. So the ways that fit the students has to be selected and given to them, so that they reach the end point at the right time and at the right status, like that. So this is what outcome based education focuses. So this is something working behind the outcome based education's methodology. So this is about the architecture of the outcome-based education. That is the building block. Here we could see that actually the today's segment, what we are going to discuss this day is that about the different components which has been showcased here. That's what our today's segment is focusing on. So this is the building block of an outcome-based education, where we have got a vision and mission. Definitely, obviously, we know that I think most of our colleges would have gone for the NAC accreditations, and definitely we could see that the vision and mission will be showcased in the front, as well as in the every main points where we could see the vision and mission will be showcased. And what is the vision and mission? Definitely, that vision and mission will decide the modus of operandi of the institution, what the institution focuses, and mission is what is the action plan that we are been going with. So that is what is showcased in the vision and mission. And the entire activities in that college will be in the lines of the vision and mission. So if you are going for selection of these components will be having an influence of the vision and mission. We can there, I don't know whether you have just seen this one. Here we could see an arrow coming top to down, and here you can see an arrow going from bottom to top. It's not accidental. It is the real. It has got sense. That is, if you when we are going formulation of a curriculum, if you are going for formulation of curriculum, you should go from the top to down. That is planning backward. That is, we have to plan from what should be the end to the starting point. So that is how the this curriculum should be planned. That is designing downward. That is how the formulation should happen. And assessment should happen from bottom to top. That is, you are not directly going and assessing what program outcomes and program specific outcomes, like that. So your assessment always happens in the lower level. That is, the different assignments, tasks, seminars, projects, exams, that is happening at this level below the CO. So from that only we'll be calculating what is the CO level attainment, and on the base of CO level attainment we'll be calculating program outcomes and program specific outcomes. So what is that? That is, we have to make the assessment from the grassroots level, from each activity that is being done in the college, and on the basis of that we'll be moving up and calculating. So that is these two arrows indicate. So while formulating, designing down, coming from top to down, and for assessment you have to go from bottom to top. You are not directly assessing the program outcome directly it is assessed on the basis of the different activities that like assignments, seminars, projects, industrial visits, portfolios, exams, midterm exam, final exams. All these things will contribute the assessment of the outcome. So I think the development and assessment, that is somewhat clear. So now, what are the different things which has been showcased here? Now I have just we discussed about the roof and the two side walls, assessment and development, and what comes in between. There is program educational objective, program outcomes, program specific outcomes. Below that, course outcomes. CO is nothing but the course outcomes. There are a number of course outcomes which comes at this level. So this is the building block all about. And here you could see that one odd man here. One odd man. Who is that odd man? This is the program educational objective. This is the only objective that you could see in an outcome-based educational topology. And everything other than that will be outcome-based. So what exactly is this one? Program educational objectives. In the upcoming slides, we'll be discussing in detail. But at this point of time, I think it will be better to have some thoughts on this. So program educational objectives are nothing but the immediate goal of the program. Immediate goal of the program, in the sense, immediate goal means, or immediate goal is the objective. Immediate is the objective. Objective is futuristic. What the students will be capable of doing in future. That is the objective. What is been capable of doing future. So what is that? After completing the graduate program, what the students within the first few years should be capable of doing. Definitely, after completing a graduation program, either you have to go for higher education, or you have to get into a very good career. He have to live in the society and contribute well in the society. He should be a very socially accountable person, live comfortable with the society. These are the immediate things that the student should attain after leaving. He should settle in the society, for making him settle in the society. So, so what are these educational goals? This is the this is case as the institution should focus. And what's this? These are so. In order for actualization of these goals, what are the competencies, or what are the inputs that the institution should provide to the students for actualization of the goals? Program outcomes or program specific outcomes. So if you want the students to actualize these goals, what are the inputs that we should provide to the students while they leave? Or what are the takeaways the students should take with them when they leave? Takeaways means in the form of competencies, the y-axis, like the leadership quality, or communication skill, the problem solving ability, or the environmental consciousness. All these things are something, competencies and attributes, which is essential for them to be successful for the successful actualization of these goals. So definitely, these program outcomes and program specific outcomes will be decided on the basis of what are the goals that the institutions are focusing. And these are nothing but the inputs that you give to the students while you leave, so that they can actualize these goals comfortably. So definitely the program outcomes and program specific outcomes will be dependent upon what? These program educational objectives. That is why the arrow is coming down, isn't it? You are setting the program educational objectives on the basis of the vision and mission, as well as the requirement of the society and stakeholders. You will be listing out the program educational objectives. And for the attainment of these program educational objectives, what are the inputs? And I will better say that what are the graduate attributes that you have to provide to the students for the actualization of that? That is what program outcomes and program specific outcomes. So you are coming down. So for this, suppose you say that I need a communication skill, I need problem solving ability, I need the ability of leadership quality, I need the domain knowledge, I need the disciplinary knowledge. Suppose these are the attributes that you have fixed for the program. How will you able to actualize it? Through the different courses and the course related activities. This is the real tool which the teachers are having with them in order to ensure that these outcomes are met. So these outcomes are met how? Through the different courses which the we are giving to the students as a part of the program at through the different semesters. Probably first semester will be having 5 courses, second semester 5 courses, like that. If it is a 4-year program, then then 8 into 4, about 40 courses will be there. So that will be these courses will finally prepare the students, will equip the students in the lines of these outcomes. So this is how the outcome based education topology is built about. And what we say is that we will be transferring these graduate attributes, the takeaways that the student should take from these colleges for actualization of these objectives, in the form of outcome, isn't it? If it is a communication skill, that is what the students are capable of doing, that will be showcased as the outcome. And so on the basis of this outcome only, we will be fixing these different courses. And to make the course, we will be fixing what outcomes that the student should attain on completion of this course should be fixed first, and we have to design down. So likewise, what outcomes that the this program should bring to the students should be showcased first. That will be in line of this. So this is how the outcome based education is been working out. And for assessment, we obviously we know that we are dealing with the different courses, and by the attainment of the course level, we are calculating upward. So now here there is a small image or a small I could say that a cartoon on the basis of the paradigm shift. So this is our traditional system, and this is the new system, which and we could rather say that in an outcome-based educational system, what we are focusing on. So can you just identify the differences in these two scenarios? Identify the differences. Identify the difference. This was the traditional system, and this is the contemporary system. So what is the differences you could find in the contemporary system? I'm just looking at the chat. I want someone you to just so this is a scholar in the traditional system with a book in his hand, and this is the scholar in the contemporary system, or we could rather say as an outcome based scenario. Yeah, yeah, contemporary system is multidisciplinary is there, yeah, multitasking is there, multiple skills are there, ICT, yeah, definitely that. So here in the traditional system, our more access, our more importance is all about the academical part. We want the students to get good marks for the examinations and get a good score in the examination. That was the major focus. And if it is done, okay, everything is fine. But now the scenario has changed. We want them to be academically sound. Definitely, we want them to be academically sound, because the outcome in an outcome-based educational environment or topology, we are giving them the mark sheets, the performance of each subject-wise performance, and marks will be given. But together with that, we want to ensure that they are equipped with multiple competencies. They should be multitaskers, isn't it? Like that, they should have some creative ideas. They should have creative ideas. They should be well equipped with dealing with the modern systems, technologies. They should have the competency of project management. There should be a professionalism in them. Likewise, there should be an embodiment of multiple competencies is there. Actually, while I was having an offline session, when I asked the same question, because the same slide I'm using for many of times. So what is the difference? That one of the faculty, just for as fun, he said that, sir, in the contemporary system, that guy is having a specs. He's been using a specs, right? Because in the other there is no specs. So obviously, because when he becoming multitasking and he become a tech savvy, spending more time with the latest technologies and internet, definitely will be having some specs. So it's right. So though it's a fun, like it has got meaning, is that that when he's become modern, he have to be a tech savvy, because the lot of the most of the educational environment is IT enabled. So you have to have a very good competency in that also. So that's it. So it's for fun. So whatever it may be, from an academical bookworm or an academical focused teaching learning environment into multiple competencies which enhance the productivity in the lines of their workspaces, as well as in the social in the social interactions, as well as in the multiple domains. So this is what this outcome-based education also focuses. So now we can just have a small look into the different components. In the first slide, I have just given that entire topology as a building block. We'll take one block like that. And what is program educational objective? That was the odd man in that collection. Only one objective is there. So you could say that if you want to start the implementation of OBE in the right way, if you want to formulate the curriculum, the first thing is that you have to go and identify what should be the program educational objective. That is what should be the goal of the program, the immediate goal of the program, what the student is capable of doing within the first few years. That has to be identified and showcased as program educational objective. Few years, because the major influence on the scholar after leaving the college for the first few years will be will be extra terms of their career. Definitely their influences will be from their experiences and their from the career of child faced in their life. So the first 3 to 4 years, definitely the major influences will be what they got the institute. The first few years has been mentioned here. So the program education, the immediate goal of the has to be fixed first as the program educational objective. What the students should be, what the students are. It is futuristic. That is why called objective, expected expected to attain within the first few years. So this is what school environment where the students are going up and up and up and up, and after that they are living get up with the different like what some they may be going for higher educations, or they may be going for a career. They have to live with that environment. They have to live with the society as a. So these probably the program educational objectives may have a lot of connection with this. That is either for higher education after program, or for their what is this, their career space. Then they have to live with the environment, environmental sustainability, to live with the society. So these are something which will be showcased in educational. So this is just a dummy that I've just created just for the case of the presentation. Just objectives. So you can just read it. The first one is, so what is the immediate goal? The graduate should demonstrate competency leadership to become, everything is career related, right? Professional or employee or pursue higher education. So this is one of the immediate goal after completing an undergraduate program. Or if it is a graduate program for higher education, it can be a PhD or whatever it may be, or going to a career space. Then graduate will demonstrate commitment towards the preservation of environment and sustainable development of the society. That is also one of the important. We have to create the sense of environmental consciousness, because we many generations are yet to come, so we have to leave something for the upcoming generation. So whatever developmental project that we get involved, we have to be cautious that whether it brings about some environmental challenges in that environment, so that it will degrade that environment. So such attitude should be developed in the student. That is something very important. As well as we have to live with the society. So what is our contribution to the society? What is our commitment to the society? Because we are serving the society in one way, and we are getting the service from the society as more than hundreds of ways. How to be socially accountable? Because the address that we are having is something which has been given by the society. So that commitment should be there. So how to create that? So that is another goal. And likewise, lifelong learning, because we know that especially in the space of technology, everything has been going with a rapid pace. So we have to develop a mind to accept the latest developments by knowing whether it is good or bad. So by a good judgment, going with the latest technology. So this is something very important for them to get into the life space, or get into a social space when they get out of the educational institutions, and to try to have a living with the society. So this is the program educational objective approach. So we told that first we have to showcase or identify what are the ideal program educational objective that this course could provide. That should be showcased. And on the basis of this program educational objectives, we have to equip the students with some set inputs or competencies, so that they could be successfully fit into the program educational objectives. So, so on the basis of the program educational objective, we have to identify what are the takeaways, or what are the skill sets the students should ensure for them to be successfully in their educational goals, to be successful actualization of their educational goals. So this is directly related to the program educational objective. What are the inputs that we should give to the students while they live for the actualization of the educational goals? That is what we could say as program outcomes. When I say program outcomes, it is a verbal statement written in the form of an outcome. The embryo or the essence of the program outcomes, I could say that it is a graduate attribute. Suppose communication skill is a graduate attribute, and if I want to write it in the form of an outcome, okay, what the students will be capable of doing while they're having this graduate attribute. That is, they'll be able to read, write, comprehend, etc. If I'm expressing it in an outcome statement, what they're capable of doing, it will become an outcome. And the essence or the embryo of that outcome will be some set attribute, which we call it as graduate attribute. So so we can just take this instance. PEO1. For your understanding, I have just relisted it here. Graduate will be able to demonstrate competency and leadership to become professional, employee, and entrepreneur, leading to a career. So it is a educational goal related to what? Career or pursue higher educations. So it is on this basis of this PO, we want to identify what are the attributes that we should give to the students for making this successful. So can you put it in the chat? Some competencies essential for a successful career. Suppose if it is a management, suppose if you want to suppose the program is a BCA program, that is, you want to make them successful in the management. What are the different competencies that we want to provide to the students? You can list some competencies. Okay, yes, very good. Communication skill for management, marketing, communication skill. Okay, decision making skill, negotiation skills. Likewise. Okay, you can include. Okay. Okay, leadership skill is there. A number of leadership, analytical skill. Very good, professionalism. Very good. No, I'm very happy. So now it is clear. So it depends upon it depends upon what takeaways you should give to the students, or what are the inputs that you should ensure the students while they leave. That is nothing but the list of graduate attributes. So the UGC has given a very long list of graduate attributes, and have suggested the institutions to select the graduate attribute which is compatible for their programs. Okay, so you can either select about 8 to 10 or 12 graduate attributes, which is essential for the students for actualization of the educational objectives or the education goals that you have showcased in PEO. So this is just like a buffet. And also you can add anything additional if you think that this is not comprehensive, this is only some sample suggestion. This is only suggestions by the UGC. So you can add something more relevant for your program as a graduate attribute. And this graduate attribute, when it is written in the form of an outcome, in my next segment, I'll be showing how the graduate attribute could be transformed into an outcome statement that we'll be discussing in our next class. So it is on the basis of this PEO, we are selecting about 8 to 10 or 12 graduate attributes for the program. So these graduate attributes literally means our x-axis in our first slide. So what are the competencies which is essential for them to be successful in their life and career? Not only the academical thing, then only they will be get transformed into that green area. So these are the graduate attributes which we have to identify. And this is the role of the educational institutions. The management have to identify, while they are formulating the program, they have to identify what all graduate attributes will make them successful in their educational goals. So that will be selected there. So for arts and science colleges, these graduate attributes could be selected by us. But these are the graduate attributes which are given by the NBA for the engineering colleges, because obviously we know that we are also a part of the, we have also signed the Washington Accord, one among the nations, multiple nations who is there in that treaty. So what it suggests is that we have to have a global standardization. So those institutions which comes under the Washington Accord have a global standardization for the undergraduate programs, that all the engineering colleges which have signed the Washington Accord should adopt this 12 program outcomes as the program outcome for the undergraduate engineering colleges. And they have to adopt outcome-based educational methodology. So this is the standardization. So whether a graduate engineer, a graduate BTech student studying in USA, UK, France, or India, they will be having same standard with respect to what? The graduate attribute. And they are adopting outcome-based education. And whether we are adopting that outcome-based education in India rightly, it is the role of NBA to accredit whether they are going in the same. So those institutions which is accredited, tier 1 institutions which has been accredited by NBA, the students who are pursuing educations, they can continue educations in these nations. They have given international mobility to pursue education without any equivalence or transcript or anything like that, or pursue education because they are standardized. So now our NAC also has been coming with these standards that we have to set standards. Now, obviously, when we are going with the this ABC, academic credit bag, definitely there will be some standardizations on the program level. Then only we can have a mobilization of the graduates to take an autonomy to the graduates to take the same program from the multiple institutions like that. So in future it can happen, but at this point of time, the arts and science colleges have the freedom to select the outcomes PUs according to their programs and according to their mission and vision and according to the requirement of the stakeholders. So here, if you could check it out, the first few are the technical side competencies like engineering knowledge, problems analysis. So this is purely related to their subject. If it is computer science, then engineering knowledge, problem analysis, all these things will be related to the computer science. If it is mechanical, all this related to the mechanical. So definitely this is program specific outcomes. And these are general attributes. general attributes which will be common to all. Ethics will be common to all. Individual and teamwork is common to all. Communication skill common to all. Lifelong learning common to all. So these are the common attributes. So definitely the attributes we can combine as the common attributes, which is common for every program, and some specific attributes which is specific for the set programs. Like if there is a college which is having about 30 to 40 programs, the POs, that is the program outcomes, this will be common to all programs, like communication skill, or the ethics, individual and teamwork, social accountability. Some common attributes will be common to all the program. And program specific attributes, that is some specific outcomes will be there for the BCom students, something for the science students, for the literature students there will be some specific differences there. So that will be showcased in program specific outcomes. So now we will just check out about program outcomes and program specific outcomes. So we know that in our topology, the first level is program outcomes and program specific outcomes. And the difference is that program outcomes will be common graduate attributes, common to all courses, irrespective of these subjects. So common attributes. So that is the POs. And program specific outcomes are the outcomes which has been specific to a special program, like BCom. They'll be having some 4 or 5 specific POs. PSOs, program specific outcomes. Literature students, they'll be having some specific. The science students, they'll be having some specific. So POs common and PSOs will be specific. So to refer that, there refers to the skills, there refers to the knowledge, skills and attitudes that the student should have at the end of the program. So that is what I told, that what are the takeaways the students, what are the takeaways the students should take along with them while they leave. So program outcomes are the final product. When they leave out, what all things they are capable of doing should be showcased as program outcome. So they are the takeaways. Takeaway means what they are capable of doing while they are leaving the program. So just like building that architecture, designing, this is the final design of the house, and we have to, just like that, what is the final design of the student who is passing out of the institution? That is POs and PSOs. So it will be just like a catalog. If you're purchasing some product, what are the product specifications? Just like that, when the student pass out of a college, what are the specifications for the students? They're capable of doing this, they're capable of doing that. Like that, what are the POs? Will showcase the quality of the students which pass out of your institutions. So what are the common specifications, as well as the subject specific, will be showcased separately. So common is common program outcomes, and subject specific is something related to that. So as we said that, just like that architecture, who are going to build a house, this is the final format of the house that you're going to construct. Likewise, this is the final competencies, knowledge and skills that the students will ensure that will have possess while they're leaving that education institutions, is the program after completing of the entire program. And how it is done. So this is what program outcomes and program specific outcomes. That refers to the knowledge, skills and attitudes. And I think you'll be remembering this. This is the cognitive skills, abilities. These are the psychomotor abilities, and these are the attitude, the affective abilities that you should have. Because we know that communication skill, it is a skill. Ethics, this is the attitude. The domain knowledge, disciplinary knowledge, these are the knowledge part. So what are these part the students have to attain? And PSO describes what the graduate of a specific program will be able to do. That is, if it is a computer science program, definitely that subject will have an influence. So what is the influence that this should have on the scholar? Specific influence. Suppose if it is a management, what is the specific influence? Suppose if it is a mathematics student, what is the specific influence? So that will be showcased as the program specific. So both together will contribute the outcomes, the program level outcomes, both common as well as specific. And definitely, by the end of the program, when the students pass out, definitely you will be calculating something like this. So this is a college. this is a college who have taken these competencies, these attributes as program outcomes, like disciplinary knowledge, communication skill, critical thinking, problem solving. All these things you have showcased while I have posted questions on the different competencies which is essential for the first PEO. Likewise, considering the entire PO, okay, the lifelong learning, project management, leadership readiness, individual and teamwork, ethics. So these are the different graduate attributes which we have taken, or I will say that both graduate attributes and PO both are literally same. In our next presentation, I will be showing how to transfer this communication skill into what a outcome statement, a critical thinking into an outcome statement, like that. So these are nothing but the POs. These are nothing but the POs. So while a student leave the college, definitely they'll be having a mark sheet which shows that their subject-wise attainment. And in addition to this, this outcome-based education will provide them what? Another sheet which shows their level of attainment in their attribute level, isn't it? Graduate attribute level or PO level. So this is a scale which has been a 4-point scale which spans from 0 to 3. So out of 3, disciplinary knowledge is having a very comfortable disciplinary knowledge, 2.3. Just like that, the NARC ranking comes in the scale of 5-point scale from 0 to 4, like to 3.66, you are getting A++, like that. Here we get it like this, from 0 to 3. So from out of 3, we are getting 2.3, comparatively good. Okay, this is about 60% communication skill. Problem solving, little lesser than 60%, like this. So this will depict about what the students are capable of doing, like this. But the problem is that at the initial stage, we will not be providing them a value like this, because the problem is that if you are able to give something like this, definitely your college will be number 1 in India. Why? Because this is just like a profile that you are creating and giving to the students. Suppose if the student go for an employment, what they do is that they create a profile which showcases their abilities and skills. And here, after having assessing the students for about 4 long years, for engineering program 4 long years, now for integrated program 4 long years or 5 long years, you are providing a certificate like this. That is, this is their level of competencies that they are having in the lines of the POs that we have estimated. So this is an authentic profile to the students. And the problem is that, suppose if the student is having instead of 1.8, if he is having 2.8 out of 3, 2.8, it is excellent. So if we go to an employer, definitely he will definitely find that, okay, he is the smart guy that I am looking for, because his role needs a lot of correspondence, and I think he will manage it because he got 2.8. And suppose if this guy is not able to write a letter correctly, without spelling errors or without grammatical errors or without the standard format, definitely that will backfire in that institution. So if you want to give it something like that, definitely you should have a very powerful system which is valid, because we know that validity is the most important criteria, or the characteristics that a measuring tool should attain. Validity means it should measure what it intends to measure. So if the communication skill you are giving 2.8 and the student is not able to write his name correctly, definitely that is totally wrong. Just like you are going to a grocery shop and purchasing 1 kilo sugar, and if you're coming to your home and you are reweighing it and you find that it is only 500 grams, then definitely will you ever go to that grocer in your life? No, never. Because that will be the same impact for the institutions if you are giving it wrongly. So now at the point of time, we will not be publishing it and giving it to the student. We'll be keeping an account, and as an internal record on whether we have attained that outcome at different courses. That will be done first. Or you can have an heat map and give it that if the students got more than 70%, here out of 370% means 2.1. If they have got more than 2.5, you can give it a green sheet, because obviously we are trying to replace marks with grading, because in order to avoid unhealthy competitions like that. So if they're having about 2.1 or above, we can put it in a green. Or if they're having between 1.5 and 2.1, 50 and 70%, you can give moderate, and below that. And outcome-based education do not want anyone to be red, because we want to ensure that they have attained, and let it be that 50% the mark that showcases that they have attained it. Even though the level may differ, we can have the target as 50%, so that crossing above the 50%, we can say that they have attained. So this is what the final assessment structure will look like. And now we are passing on to course outcome. So PO outcomes, the program outcomes, it is not the role of the teacher. It is the institution will be providing the POs and PSOs. PSOs will be provided by the department level, but COs has to be prepared by the teachers. So whatever courses that they're doing, first thing is that you should ensure the CO first. Just like before building a house, first you have to construct a very detailed plan, which showcase what will be the final structure of that that construction process. Like that, what will be the final outcome that the students are going to attain after completion of this program, has to be showcased first. And it is from that you have to design your courses, so that by the end of the program, by the end of the course, that outcome has to be met. So what is CO? They are the resultant knowledge and skills that their students acquire by the end of the course. Okay, so POs are, they are the resultant knowledge, skills, and attitude the students attain at the end of the program level. This is course level. Every course should be so designed that fix the endpoint first, what the students are capable of, resultant knowledge the students acquire at the end of the course. And the CEOs are major domain specific, and they are written using what? This is something the Bloom walks in. So while writing a course outcome, it is mandatory that the outcome should visualize what level of learning you are taking the students, or what level of competencies you are taking the students. So definitely in writing the course level outcomes, you have to showcase what the action verb. Action verb will depict what the students are capable of doing. So that is the importance of Bloom's taxonomy. So if you want to phrase the outcome in the right way, you have to identify the right verb from the Bloom's taxonomy. Whether the student, by learning a topic, the students will be able to apply. So suppose you want the students to apply, what the students are capable of doing, applying. Or whether the students are capable of going little more higher, comfortable to handle little more complex situations and have an higher order applications like analysis. Or whether they are going little more higher, or whether they are going to the create level, what they are capable of doing has to be showcased in that outcome statement. That is why Bloom's taxonomy is important for you to write the real outcome. So so now I'll be just showing you a formula for writing an outcome. A formula for writing an outcome. So we know that for an outcome is what the students are capable of doing after completing what you are going to handle. Suppose if it is a topic that you're going to teach. So in an outcome based education, everything is centered around outcome. That is the philosophy. Suppose if you're giving them an assignment, what is the first thing that you have to take into consideration? Not the topic. What outcome that you are trying to bring out from this assignment, that has to be fixed first, and the topic of that assignment should be aligned with this outcome. Suppose if you're giving an activity, what is the outcome of that activity? Suppose if you want to teach a topic, what is the outcome that that the topic will bring about in the students? That should be fixed, and you have to streamline your activities so that the end is met. So this is what the outcome-based education focuses. So for writing an outcome, what you have to think is that what is the outcome that the students are capable of doing? And that outcome, you have to put it in this way as the form of an action verb and the learning statement. So this is what I am handling one paper at the MCL level. That is optimization techniques. So you can just read. I am teaching the students about the different optimization techniques like this simplex the simplex algorithms, that is linear programming, dynamic programming, integer programming, transportation algorithms, like that. Different the different optimization techniques I am teaching the students. Okay, so what is the outcome there? I would I'm asking myself, that is on completion of that course, what outcome that I want to make the students attain. So this is what I have fixed. That is, I want the students to learn all these techniques, and they should be capable of developing models, applying the appropriate algorithms, and they should be able to reach at the optimization solutions and validate them, the different techniques. So what I want to get is that I want to make them more competent, such that they come to the level of evaluation. They should be able to appraise what the different the effectiveness of the different optimization techniques. So in one situations, you can adopt multiple optimization technique. The student should be capable of knowing all these optimization techniques, and they should be able to identify which is the best optimization technique for that particular scenario. So that is a by looking at this verb, I'll be able to know to what level I have to take the students in the learning ladder. This is nothing but appraise, evaluate, so higher order outcome. So I want the students not just to learn, not just to understand the different techniques, or not to solve a problem by some method, but I want to develop that level of competencies, so that they will be able to identify in a real-time environment. They have to sense a scenario, and what is the apt optimization technique that gives an effective solution for the technique, and they have to analyze it, which one will be the best one for such a scenario. That is a higher order. So you can say that I want to take them to an evaluation level, appraise. And what is the learning statement? Effectiveness of the learning statement is optimization techniques. So if I want to appraise what effectiveness of the learning topic, that is the optimization technique, and I am delimiting it to this context. What is the context in the industry? I can often say that I can also say it without delimitation, then it will become very broader, isn't it? Appraise the effectiveness of optimization technique. That is a very general, isn't it? So suppose if I am just delimiting it to an industrial scenario, okay, appraise the effectiveness of the optimization technique in the industry. So this is what I am expecting. This is what the students should able to do on completion of my class. So this club together will form as an outcome. When we write outcome, we are just only showcasing what the students are capable of doing. What the students are capable of doing. What appraise the effectiveness of the optimization technique in the industry. And this is the verb part. This is the verb part. And this verb normally we used to take from the Bloom's taxonomical list. And when I take it from the Bloom's taxonomical list, I'll be able to understand to what level that I am taking the students in their educational ladder, on the basis of what they're capable of doing and what cognitive challenge that this learning substance will provide to the students. This is how you can write an outcome. Suppose if I am just taking a very small outcome, I'm just teaching them about GST. And what I would like to, after completing that particular course, what I am focusing is that they should be able to explain it. So what is that outcome? I can say that explain GST. That is, after completing that my class, what the student should be capable of doing, explain GST, a very lower order outcome. So explain will showcase to what level you are taking the students, so what they are capable of doing. So that is outcome based education, not the learning stuff, not the learning stuff. With the learning stuff, what the students are capable of doing, explain what the students are capable of doing, appraise the effectiveness, evaluate. So this is what outcome based education. The subject, and with the subject, what the students are capable of doing. It can be a understanding level. The students will be able to illustrate or summarize or something like that, or apply it. It can be at the third level. or appraise it. It can be in the fourth level like that. So likewise, you are able to take the students in this way. So now I'm just going to give you a small task. What is a task? You can select, there is no need to select the entire course, a small topic. Suppose if I'm going to teach about democracy, I'm going to teach about democracy for about 2 hours. So what the outcome that I am looking for through that? Or you can select any topic like that, any topic that you are handling. Don't take at a course level, just a topic level only, topic level outcome. TLO, topic level outcome. You are, because in an outcome based education, everything will be concerned about outcome. A constructive alignment also often takes around outcomes. So I don't put it in this chat. You can put it in the Padlet. I will show it by the end of the class where to put it. In the LMS, there is a space for adding it. So you can write that outcome, a single outcome, and you can keep it there. Keep it there. Just I'll be giving. Okay, I think it won't take more than 1 minute. Suppose if you're taking an outcome, you can write an outcome. You can take a topic and write that outcome. So the outcome for writing an outcome, in the previous slide, we know that the topic, the learning statement is important, and to what level you are going to take the students will be showcased in the form of the action verb, which is there from the Bloom's taxonomy. So whether the students want to explain what that particular relevant topic, or they want to apply that relevant topic for solving something, or whether they want to analyze something on the basis of that learning topic, what the students are capable of doing. Simple statement. So verb plus learning statement together should showcase what the students are capable of doing by the learning topic that you have taught, or the learning topic that you have generated. So I think now you have written, and now you have to correct your own statement. You can correct it like this. I want you to read this one first. I don't say that it is wrong. It is a good practice. You can read it 1 or 2 or 3 times. Good practice not to use these following verbs. It do not mean that it is wrong, because the outcome should be what? Observable and measurable. That is, if you that is, it should be precise. That is, you want the students to explain what you have taught. So it is what the students are capable of doing, explaining. Oh, you want the students to appraise the effectiveness. So what you want the students to do? Appraise the effectiveness. So that makes the thing clear, observable, and vivid, isn't it? You want the students to apply this in such and such, so that becomes clear. This topic, I want the students to apply what they're capable of doing, apply it in some situations. So if you use understand, is it observable? It is actually, if you want to check whether it is what the students are capable of doing is not implicit, is not clear when I say understand. Understand. If you want to know whether they are understood, you have to use some other activity to check it out. It is, you have to do some projective technique in order to ensure whether they have understood. It do not explain rightly what the students are capable of doing. But definitely you could see this understanding, the students understands, has been repeated in many ways, in many scenarios. I could see that. Obviously, there is excuses that it is there in the Bloom's taxonomical verb, but it is not visible. It is something related to objectives only. So what is that you could do? That is, if it is at a PO level, since we are not directly measuring the PO, obviously there is excuses. You can, there is no problem that if you put these verbs there in the PO statement, because you are not directly measuring it. But when you coming to the bottom level, when you come to the CO level, or even the topic level outcome, which you are directly going to measure, it is always better to use those verbs which is explaining what the students are able to do, which you are able to see in terms of explains, apply, which is clear and vivid. Because a smart outcome should be observable, measurable. Isn't it? The difference between objective and outcome is that objective is something vague. The teacher's opinion or the teacher's intentions, and outcome is the other side, the students, what they're capable of doing. That's the difference. So even in the remarks of Spaddy, so Spaddy is the father of outcome-based education. In his book, it is very specifically mentioned that it is always better to put the outcome in a visible format so that it explains what the students are capable of doing. So these verbs can be avoided if you have got a very better substitute for these words. But if you don't find these verbs, obviously you can go with this. So that is why I told that it is a good practice only, not wrong. A small comparison. This is what I told, that I am going to take democracy, a topic on democracy. Okay, suppose if I write the outcome like this: the students will understand a democracy. Understand democracy is not a good verb. It's not a good outcome. It is not phrasing. Because can you see whether the student, does this say that what the students are capable of doing? Yeah, they will be able to wave the head. Yeah, I understood. That is not enough, isn't it? Here, it explains what they're capable of doing. What they're capable of doing. Describes major theories of democracies. So here, the student will explain or describe the major theories of democracy, or describes the major principles of democracy: equality, liberty, justice, like that. Okay, this will be a little more better. Okay, next, the student will study about the impact of cultural diversity on nursing care. Cultural diversity on nursing care. The students will study. When I say study, can you see what the students are capable of doing? No. So definitely, if I rephrase it like that: evaluate the impact of cultural diversity on nursing. So this becomes very clear what the students are capable of doing. Evaluate, isn't it? The students will learn about the principles of formulation of the principles of formulation of formulation, and what's about the principle of there is some omission here. Principle of, actually it is a drug formulation. Okay, sorry, this is from pharmaceuticals outcome. The students will learn about the principles of drug formulation and delivery system. Learn, but if you say that what the students are capable of doing, it's an introductory classes, so explain the principles of drug formulation and delivery system. Okay, so that makes a little more clear what the principal students are capable of doing. So a good outcome should be like this: what they are capable of doing by the topic that you are presenting to them. That is the way of writing outcomes. And definitely these describe, evaluate, explain, these are the verbs that has been evolved from the Bloom's taxonomy. So these verbs will help you to showcase what is the level of learning for doing that outcome, for attaining that outcome. What is the level of learning? Describe. It is a K2 level of learning is needed for performing this outcome. This is what? A K5 level of learning, higher level. And this one is, and again, an understanding level. So I think that Bloom's taxonomy gives a very clarity and a benchmarking about the level of outcomes, which is essential for you for mapping of every activity to these outcomes. This becomes important. And so now we are going to the quality check of a good outcome. Obviously, I don't think that there is any college in India who have formulated the course without course outcomes. Most of them have come with this one. So here, these are the quality check for a good outcome. The first one is that, are they written using an action verb to specify the definite and observable behavior. Isn't it? In the previous slide, describe, then evaluate, then explain. Very clear, specific action verbs are there which depict the level of learning as well as very clear indication what the students are capable of doing. Are there an action verb? That is why we have just given that much priority to Bloom. The Bloom will give you, supply that verb, will make you assist for you to select the verbs accordingly. Then, does the language describes the student target rather than the teacher's behavior? Suppose if you're writing an objective is something that the teacher intention. But outcome is what the students are capable of doing. What the students are capable of doing explains the major theory of democracy. Explains the major theory of democracy. What is the sum and substance in it? After my class, what the students are capable of doing explains the major theories of democracy. So whether the language target the students' performance rather than what the teachers are doing. So that is what, whether it is written in that way. That is, you have to check the language, how the outcomes are written. Third one, do the outcome clearly describe the abilities or knowledge and value the students of the course? That is, whether the learning statement is showcased with the course outcomes. Suppose if I'm teaching about democracy, does the outcome clearly depict the learning part, democracy? Isn't it? Suppose if my outcome specifies the nursing practices, then definitely does it showcases that. So whatever learning statement that we are formulating that outcome, it should be very beautifully showcased. Fourth one, is it possible to correct accurate and reliable data for the attainment of outcomes? So whether it is possible to measure the outcome either by giving them an activity or giving them a task or giving them an examination or observing some of their activities, whether we able to identify whether level of attainment of these outcomes. So you can frame outcome. So when you frame that outcome, you have to ascertain whether there is any indicator. That is the word technically used. Indicator, that means an assessment tool in order to assess the outcomes. So that tool can be an activity or a test or some other task which the students are capable of doing in order to showcase whether these outcomes are met. So these outcome indicator whether it is rightly set. So these are the quality check of a good outcome. So these are the some of the sample outcomes that I have just showcased. You can just only a sample. Don't say that my topic is not here. Okay, this is just from physics. What apply? What this shows? The Bloom's verb, the laws of physics, Hooke's law, to compute the different types of responses in the given materials. Different types of responses in the given material. So apply is the verb part. Hooke's law is the learning statement, and the context is in the different materials. So likewise, analyze the structural element of different forces, the learning statement as well as the taxonomical level. Explain the various organizational, the various principles of organization. So it's from Comos. Explain. So here, this is an application level, this is an analytical level, this is an understanding level. So likewise, these verbs will help you to identify what is the level of that outcome. And from this nursing and pharmaceuticals, demonstrates, it's an application level. The ability of demonstrate the ability of using nursing theories and their applications in clinical practices. So they are teaching about what learning nursing theories and its applications. So whether they're able to apply this in clinical practices. So this is not the conceptual level is important. What the students are capable of doing, demonstrate their ability, then evaluate safety and efficacy of drug classes. That is for pharmaceuticals. That is not so they want to evaluate in real the safety and efficacy of the different drug classes. So that is a sample outcome which I've showcased. So I think we will just include what we have to do for this today's task, which is there. So this is the today's task that you have to do in the LMS. And this task will be in the form of a lesson activity. I think after the end of my section, Sijin will be, the moderator will be detailing on how you have to go with the lesson activity. He will be explaining it. So I'm not going into that part. So I will just show that what you have to do here. So you can take any course title. You can write a course title. Okay, the course title, then the program title, and the discipline. Okay, so you can write whether it is from the science discipline or arts or management or whatever it may be, the course title, the subject name, as well as the program name, whether it is BCom, BA, whatever it may be. And so respect to this course, there will be different outcomes which will be showcased there. If you want to add columns, you can keep it here and just enter it, and you can enter. Okay, 7 outcomes are there. So normally so in my next class, I will convert that formula for writing an outcome into writing a program outcome, program specific outcome, and course outcome. We will detail will be dealt in the next presentations. So here, if you are having an outcome statement connected to any of your program, definitely everybody will be having. You can write that outcome here comfortably, and you can make that for quality check. What is the first quality check? I have given this quality check here. Are they written using the action verb? So whether that action verb is vague or whether it is clear, observable. If it is okay, you can write an S here. Check 1. What is check 2? Does it depict the whether it is written in the form of an objective or as a what the students are capable of doing? So that is, if it is okay, you can write S. The third one, do the outcome clearly describe the knowledge part, whether that outcome has got the learning part connected to that, because an outcome is a combination of what? A verb plus the learning statement. So whether the learning statement has been clearly depicted there, and is it possible to correct accurate? So whether you can devise a assessment mechanism to measure, either it can be a test or it could be some a group activity, or whether it could be a task or something like that, you could give in order to ensure that whether the outcome is met or not. So whether you can identify such a possible indicator for measuring that outcome. If it is yes, if all the 4 are yes, definitely it is 100% good outcome. So you can write the quality percentage for this is CO1, the quality percentage. If all is S, obviously 100%. If only 3S, only 75%. If only 2S, if it is 50%. So you can write the according to the number of S, you can write whether it is 100 or 75 or 50 or whatever it may be here. And you can add here anything less than 100, we need a very pakka outcome. So anything less than 100, you can write whether it need an improvement or not. If it is, if you don't, if it is 100%, you can write no, there is no need for improvement. If it is less than 100, you can write yes, and you can save it and you can submit it in the in your LMS. So this file will be there, you can download it in the LMS. So you can enter into that LMS and you can download it. And I have asked you to write one CO, one topic level outcome that you can showcase here. That you can showcase here. This is the LMS which has been shared to you. I think probably most of you have gone here. This is the first day task. Obviously, the task you would have done, and you can just write a sample question based on Bloom's taxonomy. I told that you can write a sample question here. You can just click here a plus sign. So a statement will pop here, and you can write a question like that. That is what is GST? What is GST? You can post it like this. You can post it questions like this, or you can just give a statement like explain. Little more in detail. You can post it like that. Just click plus and enter it like this. So these are some of the outcomes which has been posted by the previous batches. You can just go through that. So this is a platform for you can collaborate, right? And the second day also there are different outcomes which has been showcased by. So with respect to the different disciplines, arts, science, commerce, language, you can select that. Then you can write it like this. This is diary science, the different outcomes related to the diary science. So this is genetic engineering, the different outcomes related to that topic. So likewise, this is organizational behavior. These are the different outcomes related to that. These are some of the other teachers who have participated, have contributed. So this is a very powerful platform where you can contribute and you can just check out whether the outcomes of the other persons. And also you can you have given the right to comment whether the outcomes are right, or if there is any there is a possibility for you to do it like this. So this is our your LMS. So you can post your outcomes in the Padlet, and let us have a very interactive platforms where we can the birds of same feather, when they flock together, there is a lot of things to happen. They can a lot of possibility for personal improvements by collaborating their experiences. That's something very important. So with this, I'm concluding this segment. I told that we will become stopping it much earlier. So I think now the platform is left to you. And also the SIGIN, because the second activity has been given to in a different method, which we call it as a lesson activity. There you have to go through two phases. One, you have to complete your work and submit it, and the second phase, you will be transferred into an evaluator, where you have to evaluate the outcomes of someone who have posted it, and you will be evaluated by others like that. So it gives a different experiences of both as a person submitting and a person evaluating. So thank you all. So I think so SIGIN, I'm giving back to you. If there is any
Yeah.
queries, we can take it. The platform is open now.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can post it in the chat. We'll take it. Meanwhile, I will explain that activity to you. It's actually a workshop activity that you have to do for today. The lesson activity was yesterday. So today is a workshop activity where it's a peer evaluation. That means you have to submit your work. Also, you will get work that is submitted from others. That is your assessment phase, where you will evaluate others' work as well. Okay. And finally is the evaluation part, where you will get a mark of based on the submission and the assessment that you have done. Okay, now I will show it to you how it is to be done. Okay, is my screen visible? Can just put it.
Yes, you are visible.
All right. Okay, fine. So let me come to the task itself first. When you are in your LMS, on the day 2 is where you will have this task. Okay, task 2, workshop activity, course outcome and quality check. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to click on this, and it will take you to this page where you have a submission phase. It's currently on submission phase. Your submission is open till the 12th of March. That is till Sunday night. And on 13th, it will change into assessment phase. That means assessment phase is where you will receive the submissions done by others as well, and you need to assess them. Okay. And finally is where you will have the grading evaluation phase, that you don't have to do anything. That is, the evaluation will be done by the system itself, and you will get a mark based on the submission and the assessment that you have actually done. Okay. Now, what you need to do in this is, first you need to download the file which Sunil sir just mentioned. Okay. Actually, it comes to another tab, and you need to download this file. Okay. This is the file which Sunil sir just opened up and showed to you. Okay, I'm saving it. Okay, that will open up that file which Sunil sir had explained. Okay, which has the course outcome and quality check. All right. Once you fill that document with the details which sir had explained, okay, you come to this workshop itself. Okay, you need to fill that document. I'm not opening that document because it was shown to you earlier. So what you need to do is once you fill that up, you submit that by clicking on add submission. Okay, add submission, you just put that course outcome and quality check. Okay, just type that in. That's your task 2. You can put as task 2. Okay, then you need to pick that file where you have actually stored it. So you click on files, or click on add, choose the file. Okay, wherever you have stored it, pick that file from there. Okay, and then you need to choose the file and upload it. Okay, if I'm choosing this and upload this file. Okay, so it'll be a doc file. I picked a wrong file. Okay, so that is the file you need to pick, and you click on save changes. Then it will submit the file that you have actually filled in. Okay, that is all to this task that you need to do. Okay, so once that is done, your submission of the work for that is done, and from 13th March it will go to the assessment phase. That means you will get the submissions from other of your people who have submitted in this LMS, and you will have to assess those submissions. Okay, you will get 4 or 5 submissions from other people that you need to assess. Okay, and then on the 15th, after 15th, after the 15th, on 16th, it will go to the evaluation phase, by which you don't have to do anything. The system will actually give you the marks based on the submission and your assessment marks. Okay, that is the activity that you have to do in the LMS. Okay, it's a workshop activity that you have to do. Hope this is clear.
So I think that somebody is asking what is the deadline for the today's assignment. So today's assignment,
Today's assessment. Yeah, this workshop activity is open. The submission phase is open till Sunday, so you have time till then.
Yeah, so the deadline is Sunday. You have to do it before Sunday.
Yeah, you have.
And after that, you will not be able to submit it. You will be able to.
Then it will go to assessment phase.
Assessment phase, where you will be supplied with few of the these submissions which has been given by the other faculty or submitted.
Yes.
So you have to assess it. So don't worry. I think the complete video details is on how you have to do every task is there in that LMS also, right? Sijan,
yes,
I think
that is also there. That is
so don't worry if you have got some blank left in our explanations. The very detailed explanations on how to go with the activity and task has been very beautifully given both in a video file as well as in the text file also. They have given how to progress with that assignment. So everything will be well defined and explained. So you don't have to worry.
Okay, there is one question on what about yesterday's assignment. There were 2 activities which were there yesterday. That is a lesson activity, and there is one task that you need to download the file and then again upload that back. Okay, so the first one was a lesson activity on Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, if you click that, you have a video. You have Dr. Sunil sir's video which you need to watch, and you have some answers to be answered based on this video. Okay, you have some questions based on this video that you need to answer. Okay, so you see out here, you can see that you need to answer this. Okay, so like the first question, learning is a process of bringing out some desirable behavioral change in the individual by. Okay, what are the options? You have three options. Let me say acquisition of knowledge. If that is correct, yes, it says your answer is correct. I will continue. You can see that the progress has from 6% to it has gone to 11%. Like that, you need to answer. There are three parts to this video. There are 5 questions for each of the part, and you need to answer each of them so that you will progress to and come to the 100%, and you will finally complete this activity. Okay, so to complete this, you need to reach till 100% by answering all the questions correct. So you need to carefully watch that video to do it. Okay, that was the day 1 lesson activity. There's one more activity which you have to do. Now, if you have any doubts regarding this, can you see this SOP lesson activity? How to go about this is explained there. You can click that and download it and see how it is to be done. Second one is the question paper analysis on the basis of Bloom's taxonomy. If you remember, yesterday also sir showed a Excel file which needs to be filled up. Okay, so for that, what you need to do is you need to click this. When you click this activity, can you see this task1.xls you need to download that and fill it up. Okay, once you fill that up, you come to add submission and submit the task back. Okay, once you fill that up and click on save changes, then the file will be uploaded here. Okay, so that is the activity, those two tasks which you have to do on day 1. And if you face again any difficulty, there is SOP for task 1. You can read that and then understand how it has to be done. Okay? If you face any difficulty with it.
So there are many questions on which is a question paper that you have to select. That the freedom is given to you. You can select any of the university examination question paper related to your subject, a previous year question papers. You can select. Actually, our intention is that whether you are able to identify the level of the questions according to the Bloom's taxonomy. So that's it. So it is an exercise intended to analyze the questions and to identify the Bloom's taxonomy and to make you competent in that. So that was the ultimate outcome that we are expecting from that. Okay.
Those people who are paid and not gotten LMS access, please send a mail or WhatsApp to this number which I've mentioned there. Okay, so that they will look into it if it has to be, if it has been sent, or if maybe they'll direct you as to how to get it. Okay. Now, deadline for day 1 task, you do it if you can. It doesn't take much time, so it will be better if you can do it within today or tomorrow. There is no deadline as such because you have the LMS access till the 26th of March. Okay, so it would be better if you can actually complete it before that, because you need to actually complete all this task to get your certificate downloaded. So try and get it done as soon as possible. That's what we would say. We have not kept any specific deadline for the day 1 activity, so it will get it done as soon as. Will we get the PPT as well? The PPT, there's the recording of each day's these sessions there in the LMS, so you can refer that. Okay, so today's session it will be available to you by tomorrow morning. So you will get the whole of the recording, not the PPT, just the PPT.
So okay, I think we have done with the second sections, and I
Yes.
think there is no much question technically. So I think it's time for us to say good night. So I think let us conclude for
Yes,
today.
tomorrow again we will have the session at 7 p.m. Please join in. Tomorrow is Dr. Suresh Nambudiri's session. Please join in for that. Then again we'll be having Dr. Sunil's session. So please join in for that as well the next week. Thank
Okay.
you all. Thank you all for joining.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all. Good night.
Yes, good night.